Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Elvin here. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome you back. Today, let's continue the credit card issue that I believe many from my previous video talking about, credit cards. The Singaporeans are rolling over their balance, owing debt to it. And quite frankly, this video, I understand where you guys may be feeling. Those that actually use their credit cards wrongly, I'll be urging you right now, you are using your credit cards thinking you are rich. Hear me out. When you use your credit card, you are putting your purchases on the credit card, correct? When you put your purchases on, let's say if it's $1,000 worth of purchases on the credit card, do you A, put aside money before you swipe that or charge the purchase to your credit card, or B, you actually go and find money outside of your realm of your salary, your expenses, and then figure out that $1,000 to pay off later down the road? That question, I'm posing it to you. You comment down below whether it's A or B, and C is the right answer. I'll be honest with you, there is no right or wrong answer. But if I were you, I'm 40 this year with the mindset that you better budget, you better save, and then you better invest. All these will come to a full stop, it won't happen for you if you don't do A, which is you actually put aside, budget out the money out, the $1,000 first before you purchase that thing. And the reason is because if you go down the path of B, which is you actually swipe your $1,000 purchase, be it a want or a need or anything that you purchase, I don't really care. If it's a $1,000 purchase and you never budget it out, that $1,000 needs to be paid off, correct? But some of you might think that you don't need to pay it off. Why? It's because you put the purchase on the credit card. When you put the purchase on the credit card, that purchase, that amount, need not be paid off on the day itself, correct? So you won't feel the pinch. So that $1,000 is somewhere in the realm out there while you still enjoying the product first, or enjoying the vacation first, or enjoying whatever that you bought for that $1,000. Be it a labubu that's $1,000. Let's take a labubu. You're sitting at home doing absolutely nothing, grinning from face to face. It might look like your ex-boyfriend, maybe after having sex with him, that stupid grin with the teeth showing out. I don't really care. So if you actually purchase the $1,000 worth of product, it hasn't been paid, then comes the statement that $1,000 purchase on that particular credit card is in the statement. It comes to you that now you have to pay it off, correct? The other issue now is you realize that there's a due date. The due date is not on the same day that you receive the statement that you to pay it off. It's another few weeks later, correct? So you feel rich again. So the $1,000 again is stuck in a limbo somewhere in the realm of, I don't know, in La La Land, that until the due date comes, you don't need to pay it off. That's leverage already. So basically, credit cards, if used correctly, you can leverage it to do way more things. But for the average folks, you and I, when we use credit cards, we tend to see the $1,000, we will purchase ready, we don't need to pay it off for 2 months. We don't need to pay it off. So when we don't need to pay it off, we start spending more money on the credit card. I don't know your credit limit. My credit limit is quite little. For you, it might be very, very high because it's usually I think 3 times salary. If it's like 3,000, it could be 9,000 worth of credit. So that's the thing. You start spending more. You might buy even more labubu. Now you added another $1,000 to the purchase. Because you haven't paid off the $1,000 previously. So you think you're rich. You think the feeling of rich is there because you keep spending and spending because the credit card allows you to. So right now, that's option B already. You are spending without any recourse, any known factor to your own self being that this money needs to be paid off eventually. But there's no repercussion, correct? Because the credit cards usually has a minimum payment due, like $50. And then maybe you pay off the $50. You pay off the $50 and then again it drags to the next following month. The balance of the first month gets dragged to the second month, third month, I don't know how many months already. That has interest on it. The interest is very high, it's 20%, some even close to 30%. But you don't really care because you're not paying it off, you're thinking you're rich. You don't wish to pay it off, you buy your second labubu already, now you go and buy your third labubu, on your credit card. And then so on and so forth, you pay the minimum, just pay it off slowly but surely while the interest is adding on, compounding as we speak. And yeah, you feel you're rich. You're still rich because now you have multiple labubus. You're buying and buying and buying while just paying the minimum. Maybe you feel that you can pay more now because you have some money, so you pay off more on the credit card while also purchasing other things. And yes, what I'm getting at is, ladies and gentlemen, is you feel you're rich because this credit card cycle keeps continuing on a downward spiral. And it's not good because what if you are laid off? What if you don't have a job? You're not, don't have a salary anymore. I talked about layoffs before. It can happen and it does not make you the victim because layoffs is targeted, not just you personally, it's targeted because that position that you are in is made redundant. Not redundant totally, it can be made redundant because you are that specific area, that specific country, the position can no longer exist because it's much cheaper in Malaysia, Indonesia, whatever, maybe in India for all I care. So what I'm going to try to tell you is, you feel rich because your credit card is making you feel rich. I don't know how to put it to you to stop it. To be very honest, I got out of it. I was okay to use my credit cards partly because I was taught back in the day to pay my credit cards in full every single month. That one was taught to me by my parents. I hope and I sincerely hope that you can do it too, to pay off every time, and you will feel it that the salary that comes in to pay off all your purchases is not enough. That's a fact. It's not enough. Then you realize that you have to slow down your purchasing, slow down your spending, slow down your expenditure, cut down on somewhere. And before shit hits the fan, like layoffs, an accident or whatever, and before that comes, I do sincerely hope, ladies and gentlemen, that you can find it in your own way to get out of this credit card, crisis, I call it. Because if you keep rolling over your expenditure, your purchases on the credit card, it will not bode well in the long run. I've already got some comments that some people are just addicted to buying things or even gambling, and they owe tens and thousands of dollars, and then the interest just adds on, and then they still have to pay off in full. Even if you go for help, to ask someone to help you reconstruct your debt and everything, you still have to pay it off. The debt still needs to be paid off. I don't know how to put it to you. I was not in debt back in the day, but I had no money back in the day. That's a very bad feeling. Now I'm not like that. If you are in debt, pay it off first. Use whatever budgeting ways to do it. There's so many different versions, or any kind works as good. Just do it. I don't know how to stress it further, because if you are in debt, it's not a good feeling at all. And if you can come out of it, I sincerely hope so. Anyway, this is just me telling you about credit cards, how that credit card loop will spiral downwards, and it does not help you if you are stuck in that loop. So take care everyone. I'll see you around. Take care. Bye bye.